Welcome to Soup for the Soul. No portion of Soup for the Soul may be used without the expressed written consent of Kimmy Wyatt. Hello, hello, hello. I usually just do 2 of those. This Soup for the Soul is called RACHET, Women and Child Support. You guys, I'm seeing it every day. It is some I've been knowing there's some ratchet women. Ratchet meaning no good, will sleep with anybody, basically. You know, it's different categories of ratchet. Different levels, rather. But I'm speaking on ratchet women who will have sex with you, have sex with another dude, and then tell you that's your child. Men, as you know, if you don't, now you know, you will know when I get through. I see both sides of every coin. I get on women and I get on men. I say it all the time. I'm one of these types of people that are diplomatic. You know, I'm not one of these. It's all about the women. No, it's not all about you or us. It's all about the men. No, it's not all about you, woo woo either. But what I can't stand is a woman who will have, it's really about the child for me. You will have a child thinking, or children thinking, that their father is one dude when he's another. Men, you're hearing it from a woman. I've been saying it on and off for years, but I don't think I've ever done a show about it. I don't think I did a radio show about it. But I'm going to tell you now, you guys, one, put yourself on child support. If you have children, I told someone really close to me this, put yourself on child support, because if you're paying a woman child support out of your own pocket, don't tell the government, don't do this. Trust me, you're probably paying more than you're supposed to. Okay, she knows it. Okay. You go ahead and put yourself on child support. It's documented. And see, as it stands right now, if you're just paying under the table, you really haven't paid anything, because she can go in there and say, I haven't received anything, THANG, from him. Where's your proof? Unless you're getting money orders or something, which is okay. And they will allow that and accept that. You're getting money orders and you have put on their child support. And I would have her sign them. You know, even though there's not a dual signature space on a money order, I would go ahead and fill it out like normal, and I would have her on the receipt. I need your signature, stating that you received such and such amount. Handle your business. The thing of it is. Before, or if you don't put yourself on the child support and she puts you on child support, please know these things, you guys. You have the right in most states to ask for a, not a birth certificate, ask for a blood test. Okay. Please ask for that blood test. I personally know of someone who looks just like someone else I know. That doesn't mean that's your child, you know. You have, these dudes look like twins. So, of course, that child's going to come out looking like you, because the other dude look like your twin. But men get this macho thing going. They don't want to get on. They don't want to know what the result is going to be, because they've been played off on. Please. Played off on, paying money to some scallywag that doesn't deserve it, for a child that is not mine, my seed. I think I'll just go on and accept being played off on. What you think? Let's pause for the cause. That's what I thought. You're paying child support for 18 years for a child that does not belong to you. Men, you have rights. You have rights. With my kids both have different fathers, and I never once cared about their father taking them anywhere. I told them both of their fathers. Well, my last child, the father and I stayed together, you know, for a long time, for a lengthy time. As a matter of fact, it was my ex-husband. So, but He, some people know. I mean, he looks like, he, how can I put this? She looks like he spit her out, literally. Okay. But go take a test. I don't care. I know who I've slept with. But my son's father, I told him several times, because he had him. If I didn't have him, he had him, and I didn't mind him getting him. And I told him several times, and not that he never once questioned. I have to give him his props. He never once questioned whether our child was his child. But I let him know, you can go, because, some dudes will go do that surprise, not child support, blood test without telling the mom, and take the child when it's his time to have the child for the weekend or something. And we'll go take them to get a blood test. And I say take them because back in the day, you had to have these tests done in an office, but here recently or some years ago, I found out that you can actually go and do some kind of test, like a tongue test or saliva test. I don't know. Find out, go to your local drugstore and ask if you can swab, if there's such a thing as a swab test, because you're trying to find out if a child is your biological son or daughter. And trust me, they know. They are going to either tell you yay or nay. Yeah, you need to actually physically go to an office, or they're going to say, oh, that's on aisle 5. Just go over there. It's like 5 or 6 different kinds. Okay, so regardless of how you do it, just do it. Because I am a stickler for a man paying child support for a child that actually belongs to him. There's no question. He has that paper and he sleeps with it under his pillow every single freaking night. That is my seed. That is my child. But like I said, most men will not do this because they are afraid to find out the truth. She played off on me, and it's sad that they really do not want to find this out. And so what you can do is child support. If, however, you don't get put yourself on child support, you can, if she puts you on child support, like I was saying, in most states, you can request a blood test. Now, in your heart, this is probably your child. You know it in your heart. But I'm going to tell you something, man. It's nothing like having that on paper, that is your child. And you can proudly pay child support. A lot of reasons why men don't really, really, really want to pay child support, because they know in their heart that just may not be their child. Okay, it's not always about she's going to use them funds for something else. Okay, sometimes men just don't want to admit, because they, like I said, they're macho, they're men. They don't want to admit that the reason why they don't really, really want to pay child support is because they really don't know if it's their child, but they don't want to, get all entangled in that. Get entangled in that. Tell the judge that you do not mind paying child support only if it is by your biological son or daughter, and that you would like to have a blood test. Ding! Ding! Okay? And do that. Don't, and here's where men mess up sometimes. Don't ask for the blood test after you've been paying child support. You have to literally tell that judge at that moment, just as he's about to do that order or whatever, when you go to court, that you would like a blood test. Men, please get over the hump of wondering if that's or thinking that's your child. There are so many men who can attest to what I'm about to say, that they're paying child support for a child that does not belong to them, which I think this is crazy. And it's not even their child. But because they started out with the woman, was living with the woman, or whatever, then they have to pay child support. That is one of the most ludicrous things I've ever heard of. So I'm not going to even address this. I'm addressing men who, where the woman is ratchet, and you don't know she's ratchet until you find out and get that blood test. Jesus of Nazareth. I'm telling you, that's a day. It's going to be a blessed day regardless. If that's your child or not, that is a blessed day. Because if it's your child, you're happy. If it's not your child, well, I take that back, because some men have become attached at this point to a child, and they feel like, oh my God, it's like a slam dunk in the face. Well, that doesn't mean you can't still ask, can you pick the child up and take the child to the park and do things with the child, especially if they're 3 or 4 and they've become attached to you. Okay, you can still ask, is it okay if I take, whomever the kids here and there? Now, be careful, ladies, because it might be revenge time. You can't just have someone taking your kids and they found out that's not their child, so think about that. But in most cases, if you have a good rapport with the woman, she's going to be embarrassed, of course, if that you found out what happened. But the happiness at the end is that you can move on and hopefully have your own biological children while spending time with this one. So I'm not going to talk about this too much. I just want you guys to be careful. Don't be ashamed to ask for a blood test. Don't do it as early as possible. Don't wait until the last minute to say, you know what, I want a blood test, girl, because the child is like 12. Are you serious? You're hurting that child's feelings. Forget about her, but you're hurting that child's feelings because you forget about her only because you guys are no longer together. But you're hurting that child's feelings. You don't wait until that child is a teenager or this and that and the other and decide that you want to have a blood test. Okay, just do it from the beginning. Do it from birth. Okay. That way it's done and out of the way. And like I said, if you can get a swab test, that's even cheaper. And you can find out and smile and find out undercover that is your child. Okay. This is Kimmy Wyatt. Thank you for joining in the Soup for the Soul. I hope you enjoy all of my Soup for the Souls. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Listen, I have over 100 videos, okay, already up and running and ready to go. Hasta la vista, buenas aires, buenas noches, arrivederci, au revoir, salida. Don't let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you. Ciao bella, ciao bello. And I do have to say for the record, this was going to be a little longer than this, but guess what? I got I've got 2% on my phone right now, so I'm out. Peace. I'm really mad because I really wanted this to be a little longer, but you guys get the picture. Just do what you have to do for the betterment of that child, and early, and save yourself some money. And if you really feel like that's your child, go get on child support yourself, and you're going to come out probably a little cheaper than dishing out money. I want to say this too. If a woman does not want to put you on child support, okay, ratchet woman, that's probably not your child. Okay, she's a woman. She's going to want child support, okay? And if she does not want you getting a blood test, or she gets upset, whether court ordered or you just say, I want a blood test before we go to court, anything, and she gets mad at you, upset, that's a sign that is not your child, okay? That's a surefire sign that is not your child. Any woman who has been honest with a man and saying that a child is his, gone. I'm not going, but hey, you knock yourself out, go and find out. That's a sign. She knows that's your child, but even still. But if she gets mad that you want to have a blood test, you hurt my feelings. You hurt my feelings. And if this runs out, I'm sorry, but you hurt my feelings. Why would you? I ain't played off on you and blah, 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 blah. What you trying to say? And you tell her, I'm trying to say, I believe that this is my child. I believe in my heart this is my child. But guess what? It's nothing like having that on paper. I just want the paper. You can even say it like that. I just want the paper. I just want confirmation that this is my child. I want to see it on paper. I want to look at it every day that I want to look at it. I want to put it under my pillow. I know this is my child. Okay. And you shouldn't be getting mad at me about that. And if she gets too mad, just say, okay, what are you trying to hide? Because if this is my child and it's definitely your child, this is our child together. What's the big deal? We're not together anymore. Okay. So there's different ways you can go around that, but those two things, if she does that, she's ratchet, okay, and whether you knew it or not, and chances are that child or those children are not your children, okay, and find out early, save yourself some money, and sadly let her suffer for the consequences of her actions if she was not faithful to you and pretending and having that child think that you're the father. And a lot of these women will think about the child. ladies. Stop being selfish. If that child is not his, you also have that child thinking that that's his father. And there's women who the child is the child who's now an adult is in their 20s. You know what I'm saying? And still have no clue, or just finding out that is not my father. You mean to tell me you could have told me this, or there's a chance that's not my father, and you could have told me this, the possibility a long time ago? Why would you wait? You know why? Because she was getting child support, okay? You guys have a good one. I am gone. I already did my hasta la vistas and the buenos aires and the buenos noches. So, go on, ratchet women. Go on. Be honest. If you slip around with this dude, let him know over the phone. Definitely not in person. That, you know what? I don't know. I see something happen. See what happened was, you remember, when I went out of town and, you and I weren't getting along. We were not getting along. You know it. Ladies, come on. I had a one night stand from a dude from the club. And whether she knows this dude, remembers this number, that has nothing to do with it. You made your bed, lie in it. That has nothing to do with it. That child and that father are due the truth. Immediately, not years later.